Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Paradise Highway, a movie starring Morgan Freeman about a detective trying to hunt down child traffickers. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's what? It's the Pineys, books 1 through 9, available at Amazon.com. Check out the links below. Now, Paradise Highway. So, Morgan Freeman is the old grizzled cop, and he's with a young cop. Now, the trafficking is being done by this woman, but not on purpose. She's coerced into doing it. She was running drugs for her brother, who's incarcerated, played by Grillo, and at the last minute they say, "Oh, you got to do one more run." He's about to get out, but they say, "Oh, you got to do one more run." But instead of drugs, they say, "Oh no, you got to take this girl." And she's like, "Oh, God, no, I don't want to do this." "Well, if you don't do this, we'll kill your brother." So she's sort of forced into it. So she's taking the girl, and she's obviously torn. She calls Frank, and it's all messed up. Well, she goes to make the exchange, and I think the little girl pulls out a gun and shoots the guy who's supposed to pick her up. Or something goes down. I'm not sure what, but it goes down, and she eventually says, "You know what? I'm not giving the girl up." So then they go on a cross-country thing where the sister is trying to keep the girl out of harm's way, and along the way they have trials and tribulations while Morgan Freeman's trying to find them. Grillo, I'm not sure if he gets out of jail or not. I think he does eventually get out of jail, and then they get the girl, and the bad guys get the girl, and then they have to go save them, and I guess Morgan Freeman teams up with them. I'm not sure how this all goes down. It's a little confusing from the trailer, but it's called Paradise Highway, July 29th. And I'm really not sure what time period this takes place, because it kind of threw me. On the one hand, the prison looks very modern. The truck, it's a lot, it's hard to say with the truck, but this car screamed to me, this doesn't take place in the modern day. So maybe this is the 80s or 90s? Not really sure. It might be the 80s or 90s. But at some point, these two meet. That might be at the end of the movie. But it's all about saving this girl and stopping the traffickers. I mean, it's a dark movie. And then Grillo, this might be Grillo at the beginning of the movie before he gets into jail. But I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. And then there's a bunch of female truckers that help her at one point. And here she is with a gun going after the girl. Or maybe the girl gets out. And maybe Grillo gets out anyway. And the girl's there in the background. So I'm not sure. And this is the guy who's going to take him. There's Grillo there. So, first act, the setup is Morgan Freeman and his partner see the previous victim, or the remains of the previous child being kept in a cage. They find the cage, but they don't find a child. And they don't find any other evidence other than the cage. I guess they get reported. And Morgan Freeman's like the expert, and his young partner is learning underneath him. At the same time, Grillo is in prison, and he has to make this drug. He gets his sister to do these drug runs so they don't kill him, I guess. And so here they are checking trucks at some point, because that's probably midway in the movie when they know she's in a truck. Anyhow, she goes to pick up the girl, and she goes to pick up the drugs, and they give her a girl instead. So instead of just giving her drugs like she normally did, they give her a girl. She doesn't want to do it. They say, "We'll kill your brother otherwise," so she agrees to do it. She starts driving the kid. There's an exchange that goes wrong, some shooting. Now they're on the run. Now Morgan Freeman is checking every truck stop and outhouse and looking for the girl and the trucker, and they don't find him. So the second act is probably mostly the chase with the bad guys looking for him, and then I don't know, somehow Grillo gets out of prison, I think. People die along the way. And then third act, they come together to fight the traffickers. I guess. Kind of hard to see with a murder and organized crime, and this is organized crime to some extent, but not the classic organized crime. Classic organized crime. Most of those guys would stay away from this, but there would be an element of organized crime in it, in that the cartels probably don't have as big a problem doing it. Or at the very least, if they're not running the operation, they're definitely collecting a street tax from the guys who do. But the guys who run this kind of stuff, they're absolutely ruthless. Oh my God. The ruthlessness, I mean, it's way beyond even the drugs, you know? The drugs, sure, they'll kill you over money, but this, they have to kill you. Like, if you see anything, you have to die because you get caught doing this stuff. Oh, you're going to prison for a long, long time. You know, with drugs, you can get out after a while. It's not that big a deal sometimes. You're going to prison for a long, long time. You get caught doing this stuff. So the stakes couldn't be higher. So that makes it a much darker movie. But it looks like it's being handled appropriately, you know? It's a dark movie, but at the same time, the trucker would just go along with it if it was drugs. Because, you know, who's that really hurting? Well, the drug user, but that's not my problem. But, you know, you can see right away she's immediately torn. She kind of goes along with it in the beginning, but then turns. So I think this could be a decent flick. Yeah. Paradise Highway, starring Morgan Freeman and Frank Grillo. Do we have a date on this? No. It's about trafficking crimes. They've got a toll-free number and everything. No date. So I'm going to suggest fall. I mean, if the trailer just came out, yeah, this is the first trailer. I'm going to think like fall, winter. This is kind of a fall, winter movie. You know, it's a little dark. It's a little too dark for the summertime. You don't want to go to see a blockbuster like this on the big screen in the summer. You want to see something lighter, I think. In the wintertime, everybody's inside. Yeah, I'll see something a little darker. So I think this could be good. I mean, Freeman's a decent actor when and it's been a while since he's been in stuff. You know, he was overexposed for a little bit, I think, in too many movies. Some of them a little silly. Somehow he missed the MCU. I'm surprised they didn't wedge him in there somewhere, right? He's not in the MCU. So, yeah, good to see Morgan Freeman back. Grillo's okay. He's definitely a working actor right now. He's in everything. And the female lead, I forget her name, but I think she's at least Oscar nominated. She's good too. So I think this will be a decent flick. Would I see it? I gotta kind of be in the mood for this, you know. If I'm not in the mood for a dark movie, I just won't go see it. I just, you know, sometimes normally I like positive movies, so I gotta be in a right frame of mind, you know, to see something dark. Yeah, and that's usually things have to be going well for me, you know, and then I feel like, oh, I'll go see something dark, you know. But if I hear it's really good or somebody wants to go see it, maybe I go see it. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. I have a signing tomorrow at Mood's Farm near Mullica Hill. It's outside though, and it's supposed to rain, so I'm not sure it's going to happen. I'm not sure. The organizers told me to call tomorrow morning before I leave and see what's going on. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. If it's really pouring, I might have to bail, just to give you the heads up. But it's at Mood's Farm. Either way, if you make the drive out there and I'm not there, at least you can get some really good blueberries. All right, that's it for me. We'll see you in the next one.